Welcome to an episode of the Sports Genes Into the Lab podcast, where sports analysts and experts dissect the latest news from the NBA and NFL, giving you a unique view on some of the hottest topics around your favorite teams. From the fresh field smells of the NFL to the hardwood courts of the NBA and possibly your comfy couch for your fantasy football team. Let's see what kind of news the lab is working with today. Here's your host from the Sports Analytics headquarters in San Antonio, Texas, Ernest Silva.
Hey, we're live here in San Antonio, Texas. That's right, the Sports Analytics headquarters. Now the Into the Lab studio. We are nearing the finale of Into the Lab Season 3, but here we are, Season 3, Episode 44, one more episode before the finale. Today's all about Hoopathon. Today's all about Summer League. Today's probably a little bit about fantasy football and the return of an infamous sports scientist. That's right. The man, the myth, the legend, the man in Indonesia, one day ahead of us on July 14th. Already knows what happened to the new Kung Fu Panda series. Dre Rogers, what's up, Dre?
What's up? It's an honor to be here, as it usually is. Some people in our internal chat room requested that I had not been on this for quite some time, that I did not take things seriously, and I mean, I don't see him on today. Where's Kenny? Where's Steve? What's happening? I'm here. Where's the commitment? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
There is a call out to start off the show. Kenneth Cotterill, where are you, bud? Dre Rogers officially sends out the challenge. Where are you at, Kenny? And the co-host of Season 3, Steve the General Reisner. You voted in the General. Where are you at? Both of them were definite maybes for tonight's show. Then Kenny bowed out. Steve, I haven't heard from in about 30 minutes. He may be asleep for all I know. But I'm excited to talk
on the subway.
Dre, I'm excited to talk with you, man. It's been a minute. We're definitely going to talk our favorite sports teams tonight because now it's unleashed at this point. Nobody will hold us back. But tonight's episode, we're going to start off with some fun. Of course, powered by Blue Collar Media Group. Check out Blue Collar Media, www.bluecollarmg.com to check out all the latest streamers, sports scientists like ITL, everything running across. You're right, Dre. Where is there it is. There is the running ticker. Special thanks to all of our sponsors and powered by Blue Collar. Of course, if you want to donate to the show, if you want to be a part of Into the Lab and all of our great shows at Blue Collar, you can do with our featured sponsor. That's right, Glitch Energy, Glitch with a Y, glitchenergy.com. Use code BCMG today. Steve Reisner just retweeted us, which means he's awake and watching, Dre, so watch what you say.
Where is he? Where
are you, Steve? Where are you? You're getting called out. But come out, join the fun, use code BCMG today, Glitch Energy, Glitch with a Y. And let's start off with our first topic, which is around the Hoopathon, the ITL Hoopathon, one of our favorite events of the year. It's one of my favorites. The season finale. It's every year's season's finale for Into the Lab. What is the ITL Hoopathon? Okay, so we're going to talk about that right now. But before we do, I just had to tell you, Dre, we have probably the best, I'm going to say the best video. I think It's Rated Merc, the producer, one of the producers for ITL, one of the main videographers for BCMG, created a promo for ITL this year. I think it is absolutely the best work. We're going to start with that and talk about what the ITL Hoopathon actually is. So share this out. Tell people to come check it out. Tag everybody. Come check it out. Let's do the debut preview of the ITL Hoopathon right now. And a special shout out to Mark Guajardo, or It's Rated Merc. If you don't follow him, go to all social platforms. It's Rated Merc. His video is phenomenal. Let's check out the ITL Hoopathon, or the second annual ITL Hoopathon right here.
Here we stand.
gotta admit, it hypes me up.
Wow,
hypes
that
me
was
up. It's probably one of the-
fantastic.
Right? Right, Dre? Isn't that like one of the best videos Mark has ever made? Like it's absolutely phenomenal. And Steph, the other doing the other producing work, working on some of the promos. I'm absolutely ecstatic. So let's talk about the Hoopathon a bit, Dre. Let's talk about what it actually is, right? So those who didn't watch the Hoopathon last year, we did it with Triple Double Basketball Academy, one of the main sponsors of ITL, down in Harlingen, Texas, and we had this event last August, the third week of August, and it was phenomenal. We did a Marvel versus DC debate, the BCMG weekend. Then we went right into the Hoopathon. The Hoopathon is basically around the world, and you can donate money to the program that's competing in the Hoopathon. And the girls are just shooting at different spots in a 3-minute timer, trying to raise funds for just a massive scholarship fund. And so there's 10 different female athletes that'll be competing in this for the Sims Academy. So Sims Academy will be the program this year in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. So BCMG and ITO going on the road to Mass as we're in San Antonio, and they'll be shooting around the world. 10 of those young athletes will be shooting, and everybody will be in the stands cheering for them, and everybody watching online will be able to donate and do that. And so who it benefits? Well, it's going to benefit the young athletes that are graduating. So the whole point of the ITL Hoopathon is to help those going to college to play for their dreams, get a scholarship and continue those dreams, and not have to worry about the financial crunch it takes to go and pursue those. And for the program, they'll be able to chop it up and give it to different seniors, or have their own competition and then give that to a senior in full, or just wait for any girls that are going to go in and play college basketball, and we give those funds immediately after the Hoopathon to the program. So, like the promo said, right, the ITL Hoopathon is going to be August 6th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, August 6th. And so I will be there. Steph will be there. Steve obviously is going to be there, and a bunch of people you see on ITL. The sweetest voice of ITL, Ashley Garcia, will be there. You saw Sheila last year, who was monitoring the funds. I'm trying to think who else is going to be there. A lot of streamers. Mama Bear 1920, yeah, Mama Bear 1920. Tuconi Noani will be there. Misled Misfit Gaming. It's Rated Merc is going to be there. Can't believe I forgot that. And of course, the invaluable Steph Cosenza will be there, who does all the photography work for these events and our ads as well. Just so hyped. So many people going, so much family when it comes to BCMG, and we live up to the hype of better together. So come check it out. August 6th, we'll run that promo. We'll be sending out a bunch of different publications on that promo. Of course, the Call of Duty tournament's end of the month as well. Come out, be a part of BCMG, be a part of the madness. And oh yeah, let's not forget where you can donate. That's right. You can go to PayPal and donate virtually if you're not able to attend in person, right? You can find it at Blue Collar MG is where you can donate for this event, or you can donate in person and be there cheering, as well as write out checks or cash there at the scene, or donate PayPal there at Sims Academy. So we love it. I know one question we had coming to this is what else is planned for BCMG weekend. Part of it's a secret, but I'm going to tell you right now, BCMG game day is a hint. We're going to have a whole thing on Friday where it comes to the BCMG quote unquote game day and Olympics, and we're excited for that. It's going to include some stuff like around pool and poker and Call of Duty, and it's going to be all sorts of fun between the streamers and the shows. So come check it out. Let's not forget our very own Chris Remick will also be in attendance. He'll be one of the commentators this year, as well as Job Goddard from the Source Podcast. He'll be another commentator. So lots of fun, lots of action. Come check it out, guys, and especially if you're in Massachusetts, come make the drive over to the Cape. Beautiful this time of year, and do it for a good cause. Yeah.
Question: are you able to place bets on your favorite ITL gamer for game night? That money goes directly into the Hoopathon donation.
I kind of like that. That's a really good idea, Dre. Matter of fact, if you end up watching and you're gonna take that up, you got to give Dre some props for that. And who knows, maybe Dre Rogers makes that flight over to Cape Cod for this event.
You never know.
You never know. You never know. All right, let's go right into round 2 action. But before we get into who the fuck is that guy? There is Kenny Cotterell making an appearance.
Who's Kenny? Is there anybody on this program called Kenny? Do you see him?
I don't see him. I don't see a guy named Kenny. But also where we're missing Kenny is our hashtag Better Together movement here in 2022. Let's roll that tape and talk about why BCMG says Better Together, and we'll get right into the action in all the sports around the leagues.
Happy Thursday, y'all. Happy Thursday.
I'm your host, Andrew Kahn. This is the Boomtown Pod.
Add into the lap pod is where you're watching today's stream.
Stuck him!
It is Blue Collar Game Day. I am your host.
Welcome to episode 277 of the Official Butthole Podcast. Got him.
Better together.
Better together.
We're better together.
Better together.
Better together.
That's right. Better Together. Be a part of the initiative. Come bring your show. Come bring your stream. Come bring your family and community over to BCMG. We're expanding. We're going to be growing. Part of BCMG Weekend is our annual retreat where we meet up as a family. We kind of go over all the futures of what BCMG entails. And so come check it out, guys. But you know what? Enough of all the sappy BCMG stuff. Let's go right into the action, all right? Dre and I have some fun stuff to talk about. Round two is literally called Let's Get into the Action. So let's jump right into it. Dre, you told me let me spew on a little bit about some stuff. That's right. NBA Summer League is happening. Let's talk about the headlines of Summer League. Some of y'all have your very unpopular and popular opinions on the top picks and how they've been performing. Paolo Banchero is the first one. He's 2 and done, right? The Magic shut down the number 1 overall pick after 2 games of action. He's looked every bit of what he was supposed to look. He is the engine of that Summer League team. He was fantastic. If you didn't watch the Magic when he left, they were terrible. That's because Paolo Banchero is the real deal. I wanted him for the Rockets. I thought for the longest time he was going to be a Rocket. But he's doing everything on the court. He looks natural out there. He looks like he was already NBA ready. And the Magic made the right choice right now as they needed somebody to make an immediate impact. Dre, I asked you this before, but I'm going to get you on the record. Have you watched any NBA Summer League action?
To be honest, I don't even know why we are starting off talking about the Summer League. I mean, what is this? I thought we talked about real sports. Don't we have the first place Houston Astros playing versus the Angels tonight? 20 wins, 5 losses in their past 25 games. Why is this not the main topic of the night?
Dre, are you telling me I should have had a queued up banner for the Astros winning 20 of the last 25 games? Is that what you're telling me right now? Dre, we have a banner queued up for the Astros winning 20 of the last 25 games. Of course they're the favorites. Are the Astros the favorites to win the World Series? We might as well start talking about it now. We might as well start. Dre, tell me why the Astros are the favorites to win the World Series.
Dude, come on. Have you seen that team? I mean, we've got a potential MVP, Jordan Alvarez. You know, he's second in the league in home runs. Amazing pitching staff. Just look at Mr. Justin. You know, he's got 11 wins, 3 losses, 2.0 ERA. He's pitching fantastically. And, I mean, what else? We've got a super team. Valdez is also pitching well. We've got it all.
So the Rockets have, I think, a 7-deep rotation. You only can go 6, right? So we don't have enough spots to fill the rotation. They're playing so well. I was about to talk about Framber Valdez because 14 consecutive clean games. Like that ties Verlander's record from 2018. And a really, really cool fact, it's only been done about 14 times since the new era of pitching, which is crazy, right? They pitched the no-no to the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, right? And they've won 20 of the last 25 games. They're hitting amazing. We haven't even mentioned Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker has been an absolute bomb during this. And then, I mean, the ridiculous motor of Jose Altuve just continues, right? The legend just continues. And we're not even mentioning players like Maldonado or Maldi and Bregman, who have looked just like themselves, if not better.
Brantley.
And Brantley has played fantastic. So the Houston Astros, they're just talented up and down, and the minor league team is just whooping butt too. So it's like it's not going to end. So to the Astros and their scouting, just major kudos. And I, when you look at this Astros team, they had a chip on their shoulder, right, for a couple of years. Everybody was against them, right, and all of a sudden it's kind of turning the tide. There's no trash cans needed, right? That's the asterisk at this point. There's no trash can. They're just gonna. Everybody is a victim at this point of the Houston Astros. So I can't wait. If you're not staying up for the game tonight, nobody would blame you. It's a late game. It ended at 1 a.m. yesterday. It's absolutely nuts with the time change. But Houston Astros are a fun thing to watch. That's entertainment right there. So you're absolutely right. Thank you for getting me off that Banchero kick, Dre. I appreciate that. We could
go back to the Rockets because I know you do want to talk about that.
Before I talk Houston Rockets, though, I'd like to talk Chet Holmgren because there were a lot of people, and ESPN seems to love Chet Holmgren. There's like this secret love of let's feature this guy, and he had a really good coming out party, right? 23 points, lit up from downtown, 4 threes. If Davis Cordova were on the show, he'd be telling you why he's like the next Kevin Durant, probably, if not better. I think he's a very talented player. I think he's going to be something special. I'm not going to let that get wrong anywhere here, right? He's come down to earth a little bit, though. And he has a defensive identity that changes the scope of the game for the OKC Thunder. He's going to be fantastic. He's come down to earth. He's looked like the number 2 pick. Banchero does look like the better player right now. Dre, you talked a little bit about how there's this infatuation with Chet. And there's Reg Huggins, future segment in season 4. Two grumpy old men coming to ITL. Reg Huggins in the building. Yes, sir. Chet is the man. Reg, I agree with you completely. Chet has a lot of the intangibles everybody wants, and you can't teach height and length. Dre, you were saying there's this infatuation with Chet. What are your thoughts on Chet?
I mean, to be honest, Summer League pretty much doesn't prove anything because, you've got none of the main players showcasing their skills. So basically, it's kind of like a little upgrade from college basketball, but you really can't see if they're really going to ball out or not. Yes, Chet has been displaying some good skills in the first 2 games, probably, and then everything went downhill from that. But it really doesn't say anything to you because, I mean, who's guarding them? Who's, they're just doing their thing. So basically, they're just kind of trying to convert their college game into pro ball. And even if they have the greatest summer league, and we've seen players in the past have amazing summer league ball, and then for instance, I mean, I hardly recall their names, but if you go back to all the people who've won the MVP of the summer league, some even don't even make the main roster, or they don't even play once the NBA season starts. So, really doesn't translate directly. So yeah, ESPN, Skip Bayless is Chet's number 1 fan, I think. So yes, I do know that. But I mean, it's you really can't tell if they're gonna make it or not. And let's just say wherever Kevin Durant ends up at, let's say he's guarding. And I'm just saying as an example, let's say he's guarding Chet. Is Chet really going to ball out against, Kevin Durant, even though
not first year, right? Not first year. But I do think that the raw talent is there. He is just extremely talented for his size and length, I saw Reg said Giddey is playing. Giddey is playing. So there is one guard definitely, and Josh Giddey has had a phenomenal distribution type of summer league. Shooting is not there, but he's definitely had a great true point guard experience in the summer league. I just wanted to note off your point, right, about the MVPs not really turning into massive stars. Since John Wall and Damian Lillard and Blake Griffin won MVP, you're looking at Jonas Valanciunas, right? So a great player, right? Not a perennial all-star. Glenn Rice, we don't really have to go there. Kyle Anderson, very decent player. Tyus Jones, right? That's when you get the fall off. Lonzo Ball, so yes, good player. Josh Hart, good player. Brandon Clark, good player. And then Davion Mitchell, Cam Thomas, last 2 years have been where it's kind of like, okay, that hasn't really translated completely yet, but they're still young. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We have 10 teams at 2-1 in the summer league. We'll see if OKC has a chance to play 2 more, maybe for a championship. But what I don't like about Chet is the stamina decline that we've seen. Now, I know all rookies go through it, but you see it steeply in the third and fourth quarter from him. And Reg, give me your thoughts on that, because there's always a health hazard with Chet because he didn't disclose his health documents. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on the Chet situation. Reg says go Celtics. We know that Dre's a huge Celtics fan, but let's move on. Let's talk about the player we want to talk about. That's Jabari Smith, right? Jabari Smith had a really rough first game. Defensively, he looked great.
Defensive specialist, yep.
Yeah, defensively, he looked great. He's looked great all 3 games defensively. But offensively, the first game, it was rough. The second game, they told him, hey, green light, no worries, just keep shooting. He had like 9 in-and-out shots, but he kept shooting the ball. Low percentage, but very good defensive game, very good intangible game. They beat OKC. And then against the San Antonio Spurs, the Rockets were down by as much as 18. They end up winning by double digits. And Jabari Smith and Tari Eason were probably the main 2 reasons why they have that comeback. And Jabari Smith looked very good. Yeah, there you go, Reg. He played really good last game. He absolutely did. Jabari Smith looked more like himself. 19-9 game. And was the defensive anchor. I mean, if you look at him, Dre, and I wish I had the picture ready. If you look at him and his length as he extends across the court, I mean, he takes up like half the court. I mean, the guy's wingspan is incredible. And he moves. Like, he is leading fast breaks at times. Yes, you can see him tire out. He has that same Chet issue where, that he's getting tired out towards the latter part of the quarters. They're getting used to the stamina of the game. But my goodness. I don't know how much you've seen Jabari Smith. I know you have H-Town somewhere with the Astros inside of you. But have you watched Jabari Smith at all?
Not a lot. I mean, I followed him throughout his college career, but I know he's pretty good at defense, and as you already mentioned, big wingspan. But that's pretty much it. I'm guessing. I mean, he did land in a great team just because he's going to have a lot of possible minutes to really get exposure to NBA action. So that's a great landing spot for him, and especially with the Rockets' youth strategy now to looking towards the future. So I think he's in the right team, and he might end up being the best pick in this draft.
I think he might be. I think because of the fit, right? They're going to play the pick and roll, which is his specialty, right? And then if the big doesn't follow out with him, that just leaves KPJ or Jalen Green with a big on them, and then that's just papitas right there. So we're going to really see that translate. I wanted to show this clip though, and I don't know if you saw it, Dre, as we transition here on ITL, powered by Blue Collar Media Group, www.bluecollarmg.com. Did you see the real Matt Ryan play? I mean, you didn't see the real Matt Ryan play? Oh, man, you're in for a doozy. Oh, yeah, we're going to watch it right now. Here we go. So I think Holmgren will be fine health-wise. His defense is going to be the thing that helps him out early. With Gideon Shea and SGA, he'll be fine. I agree with you, Reg. I think he'll be fine there in OKC. I worry about the health thing. If he was on the Rockets, I'd be saying the exact same thing. So I worry about it. All right.
There we go.
So I worried. I wasn't sure if you had seen it, but this is the Boston Celtics, Dre. This is your team. All right. The Boston Celtics. Matt Ryan hits the game winner as well as gets hurt on the same play. So I wanted to get your reaction to see if you saw it or not. So check this out.
Gives Milwaukee the lead. 6.3 to go. Ryan, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, heaves it up. Good. Are you kidding me? He's sprained his ankle too. He's sprained his ankle. He can't. He's hurt. Matt Ryan. He can't get up.
He hits the one-handed game winner, and
There was a push there, wasn't it? I mean,
Now
So
they stopped
he
play.
didn't. They kind of show a close up. Let me kind of fast forward here a bit.
Never seen anybody injured on a game winner like that before, and he is riding in pain.
And I know you can't hear the commentators, but they're saying we've never seen anybody get hurt on a game winner like that. It's absolutely the truth. So no push off. He just
No
kind of falls. He
push-off.
lands awkwardly.
I can't see what happens
Awkwardly.
at the
That's funny.
end of the ankle.
And so like, he's just in like it's actually just a really bad
Probably see better
sprain.
from
So
this
there was no
angle.
serious injury on this, and you can't even really see it. Just kind of weird
Well,
tweak.
No, I can't
And
tell.
I mean, if you kind of pay attention to it, he really. Here we go. See, he's not really kind of
Because of the injury.
setting himself up to take a shot. He's just throwing it up there.
I honestly
They're trying
thought
to
that
draw up a
he
play
like
with 8/10
tore
of
an
a second
Achilles on this play.
after that
Like
answer
it didn't
prayer
look
by
like it was
Matt
it
Ryan.
looked like a
He turned
non-contact
his ankle.
type of injury. But the reason I wanted to share that is because do you know Matt Ryan's story? Okay,
Please share.
so this guy comes and tries to play in the NBA, okay, and he gets kind of floated around to different teams, plays on a summer league team, doesn't go, and starts working for DoorDash for a year, okay, and so he's working for DoorDash. He's playing, at Lifetime Hoops every now and then. He's kind of doing nothing. And then he goes to an open tryout for the Celtics. He gets a spot, goes into the summer league team for the Celtics, and all of a sudden he lights it up. He actually had a very good game. He had 23 points. He hit 5 3-pointers in the game winner. Like he had a very good game. And in his interview in the press conference outside standing in the hallway, they interviewed him. He starts crying because like this is everything that they that he ever wanted, was to have a chance to show that he could play again. And there goes Reg is confirming. Yep, he was a DoorDash driver. It's just an incredible story. So I call him the real Matt Ryan now. So if you want to go check out his story, go check it out. It's Matt Ryan playing for the Boston Celtics Summer League team. An absolute gem over there that you guys have. I don't know if he's going to make the team.
It's like a mini Kurt Warner story.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Let's go to our last basketball debate. I thought I put it up here. I didn't know how many people we have on. No, definitely going to talk Tari Eason. Do you know who Tari Eason is? You're going to know this year, Dre. You're going to know this year. Tari Eason was a number 17 pick for the Houston Rockets. The man has put 3 double-doubles, guys. I thought I'd just show the highlights here for you, Dre, since I knew you wouldn't know. Let me show you the highlights and we can talk Tari Eason. I was wondering, should Tari Eason have been a lottery pick? If you're watching on any of your platforms, comment below and tell us, should Tari Eason at this point have been a lottery pick, which means 14 or higher, and make a case as to why or why not. I know Reg is on. Maybe Chris Borek is on. I'd like to hear y'all's opinions.
Is he the replacement for Christian Wood?
No, he would be that's what Jabari Smith is. He would be the replacement for Jayshawn Tate or Eric Gordon. So check this guy out. I'll tell you who my comp is for him. But check out
Houston basketball.
These plays.
Here's
by,
Deshaun Nix, a
Tari
little
Eason.
side pick and roll, the lob up top, a nice play call, and a
So if you haven't seen it before, Dre, Tari Eason played for 2 teams. He played for Cincinnati, and then he played for LSU. Came off the bench for LSU.
Is he the power forward or?
He's a small forward, number 17.
Oh,
Yep.
all right. He looks like a power forward though.
Yeah, I think he'll play a little bit of both when we go small ball, but he's going to be mostly a small forward. He'll take some of Jayshawn Tate's minutes. Got a weird shot, but it goes in. So Reg said there's a reason he's not a lottery pick. We just haven't seen it yet. The big thing was that he
likes to hustle.
That he had low IQ. That was the rumor, and I just don't see it. Guy's a high IQ type of player, very good defensive player. He's averaging a block and a steal a game. There's him with Baylor forward Sochan when they were playing the San Antonio Spurs. Tari Eason had himself one hell of a game. He's had 3 very good games. If you're a Rockets fan, it's very encouraging to watch because he's going to replace somebody in the lineup, and you want to replace it with somebody who has a lot of skill. I'm interested to see if we have anybody else comment if they have any other thoughts as to if he should be a lottery pick. I know Reg says, something's wrong with him. We just haven't seen it. Yeah, he did. I should have shown that highlight. He did the very first play of Summer League. It was
no.
it was a tip off. They tipped it off. It was a one pass and he dunked it. Like first 3 seconds it was in the hoop. But
I mean, at least on the clips that you've played so far, he seems to have a lot of energy and kind of desire to play ball, and he likes to hustle. So, like, I mean, that's good in a young player.
So my floor player for him, and this is what I told Pless Walker or Chris Borak the day of the draft. I said he was a Corey Brewer, right? I said worst case scenario, he ends up being Corey Brewer. That was my, which is not a bad thing. Corey Brewer was a high motor, didn't have a very good shot, but was all over the place. Lanky, but good player. I know, Reg. But the Spurs love him for some reason, Reg. I don't know why. The Spurs just absolutely love him. He had a really good interview, I guess. But for me, I said top end. I mean, this guy can be, somebody that's going to be a high motor, something like Bridges that plays for the Suns. Somebody like Kyle Anderson that has been a journeyman but has been on championship teams. I just think he's going to be he has a high level IQ like that. I don't think he's a star. I mean, hell, prove me wrong, right? Become a star. But I absolutely think he's a dog. Like he's that dog and he's that energy in the room. And he's played phenomenal. So huge kudos to him. And I hope he continues. I hope he finishes off with another double-double when we see him in the championship game. We'd have to have a lot of things happen for that. But big kudos to him. For me, I absolutely think Tari Eason should have been a top lottery pick, or at least a lottery pick. Reg, since I know you're in the comments, right? Anybody else? If your team drafted again, you saw how good Tari Eason has been playing in Summer League. Would you draft him over a Sochan? Right? So, Reg, you say Sochan's terrible. Would you draft him at 9 over your guy? Tell me right now. I'd like to hear the comments on that and anybody else who's listening. Let's move on. We're going to move on from Summer League basketball and talk about something that's on everybody's mind. That's right. You've planned where your draft is at. You've planned what's going to happen with your teams. You already know who your keepers are at this point. Let's be honest. You've been thinking fantasy football since the season ended. And before we go to fantasy football, we're going to go and do a different fantasy. That's right. Some of our streamers are continuing to do the magic. That's right. Steph, my producer, goes by Manin1026. You can catch her channel on Twitch, Manin1026. Catch it on Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, Sunday nights, and all at 7 p.m. Central Time. That's right, 7 p.m. So I'm getting the nod. So check that out. But check out all of our wonderful streamers. Let's roll the video, and then we'll go right into our fantasy football segment.
Jill going down the hill, gonna go fetch Jack in his little pill. Jack feeling down and that's pretty bad. Let's go.
Oh, yo, clip that headshot.
No.
A pistol. What? Okay, that didn't count.
Woo, let's go, baby, clutch it up. Yeah, I like it.
What? No way. Did that precision just kill me?
Let's go!
Nice, Papa!
Papa with the clutch kill at the end. Let's go.
Oh, I missed. That was bad.
Got him.
Nice.
Man, I'm going to go steal their shit.
That is definitely green.
You're dumb and it's orange.
We're both wrong, red.
I could get that solo if I tried it a couple times, but we'll come back to it.
I'm fucking dick right now. Holy shit. Like, I fucking suck right now.
Yeah, I can tell.
The BCMG stream team, catch him on Twitch TV or Facebook Gaming. As of right now, that's where we're split. Sam Fashion's live again tonight. Cuphead run. I'm excited. He's live. Love to see him back in action. One of our captains for season 3 of the stream team. All right, guys. Here we go. Fantasy football. We asked 1,000 people where they would rank their top 10 quarterbacks in PPR. We asked 1,000 people, and this is what we got. We accumulated all the results. Special thanks to Amazon Surveys, and special thanks to everybody who participated. Also, we're going Fantasy Football Hotline. Ask any QB questions tonight for a chance for a prize. Get any of those QB questions in there. Comment away. You can do it after the fact. You have till next Tuesday to ask any fantasy football quarterback questions to ITL and the Sports Scientist. Let's do it at number 10, the consensus number 10, Russell Wilson, Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson changes places going to the AFC West. This list is very interesting, Dre, so you're going to love it. I am surprised to see your guy on here, but he did make it. So
PPR, he has to. He runs a lot.
Yeah, I was very surprised if he wouldn't. But Russell Wilson, Denver Broncos. Obviously, Courtland Sutton is trending up. Jerry Jeudy trending up. Javonte Williams trending up. A lot of probably clutch run, game-winning drive type of things. Are you high on Russell Wilson this year, Dre?
I mean, from what I've read, they are finally going to unleash Russell Wilson. They're tailoring the offense to him. I don't personally like the weapons that he has, but I mean, they're not the all-stars or Pro Bowlers that he's used to playing with, but they do have some talent, and I guess I'm intrigued. I want to see how that offense works, because they've always said that if you unleash the Russell Wilson, he's get the 500 yards per game, 6 touchdowns per game, whatever thing. So it'll be interesting. I think that division is going to be super fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for it. Yeah, I want to talk something about the old Seahawks receivers in just a moment, but there's a couple quarterbacks who I think are going to benefit from a trade that's going to happen midseason. So we'll talk about that in a second. I do like Russell Wilson. I don't think he's my top guy I'm shooting for at QB. However, I think there's good fantasy value with Russell Wilson. If you got him down in the QB 8, 9, 10 frame in your league, I'd hold out. Go get position players and get Russell Wilson. He'll be a fantastic pickup for you in the later rounds. What is up, Coach Peanut? Coach Peanut in the house, one of the Stream Team members, sporting the Stream Team jersey at the Rays game tonight. It's the wrong team, but I love the enthusiasm, Coach. Glad you're out there. Let's go to number 9. Again, we asked 1,000 people who would be the top 10 quarterbacks PPR in your ranking list. Here's number 9 for the top 10 quarterbacks PPR. Jalen Hurts comes in at number 9. Philadelphia Eagles, the city of brotherly love, being very much represented on this list. Number 9, Jalen Hurts. I am not high on Jalen Hurts whatsoever. I wasn't last year, and I'm not this year. It's probably my bias, so I'm going to put that aside for a moment. Jalen Hurts is a running QB that also has a very accurate deep throw ball when he has a chance to do it. I am not a true believer in his receiver core, but I do love Devontae Smith, and I do love what they have going in Philly when it comes to their offensive schemes. So I am okay with Jalen Hurts at number 9. Dre, what do you feel about this?
For PPR, I'd actually rank them higher, because they do a lot of option plays. And I don't really recall, but I think Miles Sanders was actually a little bit upset last year, because
that's true. Yeah, last year with the touches.
Yeah, exactly. Because Jalen really didn't pitch it out to him, and he decided to run with it instead. And there was like a stretch throughout late in the season where Hurts was kind of averaging maybe 1 or 2 rushing touchdowns per game. So I mean, for PPR, I'd go a little higher, just because you've got that potential to get the 6 points per rushing touchdowns. I mean, he's a good pick. As you said with who were we talking about previously? Who was number 10? Yeah, I mean, I'd hold out and just get a lot of skill positions, and then either get Hurts or Wilson. They're a good gamble. I'm pretty sure he's going to have, 6, 7, maybe 8 rushing touchdowns after the year's over. So it's not bad.
Coach Peanut's like waiting for a certain quarterback. Coach, if you're waiting for Deshaun Watson as a Cleveland Browns fan, I'll tell you right now, Deshaun Watson ranked 12th on this list, so he didn't make the top 10. However, if I had to rank and Deshaun plays all year, he would be borderline fringe 10 for me. He is QB1 for me. Just
He
borderline
was
fringe 10.
He was actually talking about Brissett.
Oh, Coach, tell me if I'm right, though, if you're talking about Deshaun. Let's move on to number 8. Number 8 is, drum roll, please, Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys. Of course it is. America's team represented in the top 10. Number 8, Dak Prescott. Dual threat quarterback. We have to see if he gets the legs going. Last year, he was very much timid in running. He says he's fully healthy. He says he's in the best shape of his life. If that's true, then I agree. He will be a top 10 quarterback. But I need to see the legs moving. I need to see them back engaged. Dak is the best when he's on the run. You keep him in the pocket on purpose. So I would, if the Cowboys can really encourage that and do that, then you might just save McCarthy's job. But if they can't, then we'll see Snyder at the helm next season. Dre, Dak Prescott, number 8. You don't agree?
No comment. You could keep.
Ouch. No comment. I'll spin the light for that one. No comment. Dak Prescott, number 8. Spin it. That's right. Spin it. But yes, Coach Pina says, yep, Deshaun Watson is supposed to be on here in the top 10. Sorry, he didn't make this one. But let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend, the second one. That's right. Aaron Rodgers comes in at number 7 PPR in this list. We asked 1,000 people. Number 7, Aaron Rodgers was the top 10 fantasy quarterback list for 1,000 people, and Aaron Rodgers came at number 7. Dre, I'll let you start this one. This is your boy.
I mean, it's PPR. He usually has about 5 or 6 rushing touchdowns per season. So, I mean, that's already, 30 points, 36 points, whatever. So that's not bad. I don't know. I don't know how that offense is going to work. I still think we're kind of trying to copycat the 49ers of about 3 years ago, just rushing, running. So I don't know. Maybe 7 does make sense, because if we keep running the ball, maybe he'll take it in throughout the goal line with a couple fakes. Maybe first, second and goal are to Jones, and then he'll fake it and go in himself. So it's got potential. I don't know about passing touchdowns, because I don't know how that offense is going to work, really. But yeah, I mean, for potential, I guess I don't know if I think I'd drop him back maybe to 9 or 10.
I didn't have him in the top 10 personally. I didn't have him there.
Yeah, I think I see more potential for Wilson or Hurts, at least in a PPR league. If you're drafting standard, then yeah, Aaron Rodgers goes a little bit higher, just because he's going to throw at least 20 touchdown passes. So, but yeah, I think it's just going to be a running team per se. It's just constantly running the ball, time management, offense, and yeah, I don't.
Yep. I tend to agree with you. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a drop-off a bit this year. I don't think the talent is around him. I mean, obviously, stock's going up for Allen Lazard. Possibly, do you guys have Sammy Watkins, right? I think it's possible. But
he's now a potential to get cut. So I don't
geez. And a few rookies. But I think the big trade that you guys can do, and this is my big trade. The trade that happens this season will be Lockett to one of 2 teams. And Lockett could be a Packer. And I do think that makes sense. Lockett is a playmaker down the field. Rodgers loves a playmaker down the field. It fits. It's not Devontae Adams, but it is a player that is fantastic. Ask Russell Wilson, right?
I don't think we're going to make that trade just because we never make those kind of trades. But I'd love it. I'd love it if it happens.
You never know. Let's move on. Number 6, going to the top 5. We asked 1,000 individuals, give us your top 10 PPR. This is the consensus. Number 6, Kyler Murray, Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, so low.
I was surprised. I thought I'd see him in top 5. So the top 5 was definitely weird for me. Number 5 especially. Kyler Murray drops. So Murray last year was a consensus 3, dropped to 6 this year. I guess the health issues mixed in with the height issues, mixed in with the unhappiness issues. I can understand the drop off, right? People are not as big about drafting him, but his ADP is the same. He's still being drafted ADP QB4, and that's high for PPR. So Dre, for me, DeAndre Hopkins issues also can contribute to this. I don't know if they necessarily got that much better this offseason. Personally, think they're about the same team. What do you feel about Kyler Murray?
I mean, he's got his boy now, doesn't he? Didn't they trade for Marquise Brown? So
they do have Marquise Brown now. Yep.
I don't know. I'd take him a little bit higher. Just I mean, if we pay attention to what quarterbacks are left, I mean, I'm guessing, of course, because I don't even know what they ranked, but I'd take him as probably maybe number 4. Just yeah, you do have to worry about the health concerns, but I mean, that offense is kind of explosive, and they give him the freedom to do whatever he wants, and he runs a lot. I think he gets about 7 or 8 attempts per game, and that's pretty much a lot for a quarterback, sometimes even more. So just based on that, and then obviously, I don't know, passing yards are probably going to be there too. So yeah, they do throw a lot. So he's a good option. I'd take him maybe number 4.
Yeah, I'm surprised he dropped. For me, he's a PPR fiend, right? I got to see this man in person last year, and he absolutely decimated the Dallas Cowboy defense, a very good defense. And I think when it comes to Kyler Murray, it's going to be about consistency, and he's going to have those 12-point weeks, right? The weeks that you really hate, but then he's going to have those 40-point weeks that you're just like, I'm winning this league, you know? So you live and die by it, but you're absolutely right. He's a stat magnet, and I think aside from some of the off-field stuff, it's worth it. So take that risk. Number 5 coming in, top 5, 1,000 individuals took this poll. Here we go. Joe Burrow, number 5. Obviously some Super Bowl taste for some of these pollers. Joe Burrow comes in at number 5. A lot of people are down on Cincinnati this year, so I'm surprised he made it this far up. Did that to the Cowboys. Everyone, stop it now. So Joe Burrow comes in at number 5. Some people have him repeaters going to the Super Bowl. Others have them as not even making the playoffs. Our very own Kenny Cotterill called that just a couple months back. All right, so as Contavious Caldwell-Pope has agreed to a 2-year, $30 million extension with the Denver Nuggets, breaking news. But Joe Burrow is coming at number 5.
Basketball players are getting paid.
They are getting paid. That's some money for somebody who is anyways. Joe Burrow going to be number 5 on the consensus pick. We won't talk too much about this. It's pretty standard, right? Joe Burrow does have some running capabilities. It's about his big arm, about the big play abilities of the people around him. Absolutely love his receiver core. Obviously, I'm a huge Joe Mixon guy, and Joe Mixon flexed those hands last season, so I absolutely think Joe Burrow has weapons around him. Dre, give me a 30-second take. What are your thoughts on Burrow?
I like him a lot. I think he's has all the skills, and if that offensive line holds, he'll have a great season. For PPR purposes, I wouldn't draft him at 5. I'd take him way lower than that. But just sticking it to Kenny since he's not here. Bengals are making the playoffs. I mean, Steelers are going downhill, and then Browns. We know what's happening with the Browns. So that just leaves the Ravens. And, I mean, I think they could sneak in there. They could probably maybe even win the division. So, but anyway,
Yeah, very intriguing to see what happens with the Deshaun situation. But you'd be very surprised to note that the other AFC North team is not going to be talked about next. That's right. It's Patrick Mahomes at 4. Patrick Mahomes comes in at number 4, Kansas City Chiefs. And it's no surprise, right? Not the huge dual threat quarterback, but big playmaker. No more Tyreek Hill. So where does the big plays come from? I think maybe is some of the concern. So does Patrick Mahomes take a bit of a step back this season? Possible. And so your consensus number 4 pick from 1,000 individuals getting pulled is number 4, Patrick Mahomes. I'm not shocked with this at all. Are you, Dre?
No, that's the right decision for him. Number 4 makes sense. And just talking about the Chiefs, if there's somebody that's going to sneak up probably in the maybe even top 5 conversation, just overall fantasy purposes, is Travis Kelce. I believe he could go up to maybe 17, 18 touchdowns.
Yep. It's just basically the Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews situation all over again in Kansas City. I again, this is my other Lockett destination, right? If they are struggling, you find yourselves like you were last year, 2-3, 2-4, with no big playmakers coming, right? There's nobody coming off the bench injured. I think you go for that trade. I think Lockett makes a lot of sense here too for the Tyreek Hill situation. I will tell everybody we made fun of Andrew last week for saying Tua Tagovailoa was a borderline top 5, top 10 quarterback with a receiving core he has. I want to let you know the consensus 1000 here had him at 11. So he's right over.
I thought you were going to say 3.
No. Had him at 11. So yeah, don't worry, Dre. Take a deep breath. At 11. So he's not in your top 10, but Andrew's not far off, right? Fantasy football world has Tua going up the rankings. I was surprised to see him that high, but again, dual threat quarterback, and they think he has talent around him. We shall see. Number 3, Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens. I like this for a couple reasons, right? There could be a huge ceiling with Lamar Jackson, right? He's the best dual threat quarterback of all of them, okay? But he also does not have the biggest arm to go with that. So he's, from a quarterback perspective, he lost one of his best weapons in the offseason. He doesn't have the best arm, but he has the best legs, I think, out of everybody. And the offense is all about him, very much like Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. So when I think of Lamar Jackson, there's a very high floor and a very high ceiling. He just hasn't lived up some seasons to that potential. And other ones, he's won the league by yourself, right? So I think it's a good call. How he operates without Brown will be interesting. He brings back Andrews, so that 1-2 punch is still there. Dre.
Bateman.
Bateman will have his year, right? This is his year for Bateman. How do you feel about Lamar Jackson being at 3?
I actually like him as the number 2 option behind Josh Allen, that's how it's going to end up as. But you just mentioned why he's lost one of his top weapons, because obviously his favorite is Andrews. But without that weapon, that just means he's going to run even more. So right. And we know that I think he has like 13, 14 rushing attempts per game. So that just tells you everything you need to know right there.
Yeah, he's a lead running back, right? They lost 3 running backs before the season even started. And so he'll return with, I don't know which one of those 3 are going to start. I'm guessing it's going to end up being Dobbins, yeah. All right, let's go to the number 2, which is going to surprise Dre, I think. Number 2 on this list is Josh Allen. Allen comes in at number 2 from the Buffalo Bills. Dre looks shocked. He's not sure who's number 1 at this point. I have not even flirted who that number 1 spot is.
Herbert.
Number 2 is Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills, another top dual threat quarterback. He's the one with the arm, so he's the opposite of Lamar Jackson. I don't think he's as comfortable and fluid being the runner. I think they use him like the ground and pound they do in Buffalo. They have to some weeks, right? You just can't throw. But Josh Allen has the arm. He has a cannon. So Buffalo will score a lot of points too. So that's a high upside, and everybody loves riding that Josh Allen wave. He had a fantastic year for you in 2021. So I agree with this, right? 3,000 yards through the air at least, probably about 500 yards on the ground at least. It's like a lock-in. He's your QB1, in my opinion. I don't know if there's anybody better than him right now in fantasy football. But, Dre, do you agree?
I just want to see who's number 1 now. I have a feeling Steve had something to do with this, and it's going to end up being Mac Jones.
You really think that? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Steve just went and told everybody to vote, right? And that ends up being our consensus number 1 here. I'll be honest. I was a little shocked at the order. They were like, I didn't think Aaron Rodgers belonged in there. But that's my own, I guess, bias, because I'm not as high on Aaron Rodgers this year. But I was surprised by this number 1 pick. So let's talk it out, right? We've talked about some of the big heavy hitters of fantasy football. This is our last part of the show. So we're gonna call it a show after this pick. Number 1 overall is Justin Herbert, Los Angeles. I don't know why it says Chiefs, Chargers. So that's a typo there.
Los
But
Angeles Chiefs.
we're gonna go Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert, Los Angeles Chargers. Is the number 1 overall. I threw in a little kicker there just to mess with you because I thought if it hit in there, Mac Jones would be funny. But now number 1, Justin Herbert. So I'm a big Herbert guy. All right, I have Justin Herbert in probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 leagues that I ran last year. Like I was just all about the Chargers. But I also picked up Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler, and I ran just the triple stack for a lot of my, which was make or break for most of my weeks.
Mike W.
Yeah, I absolutely love what they're doing in Los Angeles. I'm hoping this is the year. It's 2 years in a row where they come up short for the playoffs. I think this is the year. I think this is the one they break through. I also am a big believer in Mike Williams. I think this is the big year for him. I think this is the breakout. I think this is the one he goes full 17 games and shows off wide receiver 1. I think this is it. And he's from Texas A&M, so it makes sense. So okay. I don't get it though. I don't know if we had a bunch of West Coast people fill out this survey. I don't see Herbert over Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I don't see him over Patrick Mahomes yet. So he's number 4 or lower on my list. I'm not even going past that. So, Dre, is there a world where you see Herbert finish number 1?
Not really. I'm actually going over his rushing stats from last year. I'm trying to see him, but obviously with no Indonesia's internet speed is not good at all. All right, he had 63 rushing attempts, so that's nothing to talk about. 3 rushing touchdowns, and then in 2020 he had 5 rushing touchdowns, 4 fumbles. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess they're talking about maybe 30 passing yards equals to 1 point, because that's the only way he gets to be number 1.
I mean, if he throws over 300 yards every game and a couple of touchdowns here, a rushing touchdown or 2 there, he's basically top 5. But I think you have to do a lot more to be number 1, in my opinion. He gets the nod for the consensus 1,000 poll for the quarterbacks. I'm intrigued by what the running backs and wide receivers are going to look like. I'm not going to hold my breath, though, because we all know Zeke's probably not going to make the top 10, and I'm not going to enjoy not talking about that. So,
it's going to be Cody P.
I don't even know what's going to happen. If Austin Eckler ends up number 1, we obviously know what's happening. But Justin Herbert, number 1 there. No huge shockers. Tua 11, Deshaun 12. Crazy list. But, of course, we owe it all to y'all for whoever watches the show. And for all of y'all who are listeners, thank you so much. Again, the Hoopathon is the focus, right? We got 3 weeks of Hoopathon. That's our big season-ending event. We have 1 more episode before we take a break and then go to the season finale. So season 3, episode 46 will be the season finale this year. 46 out of 52 weeks in the year. I'll take that all day, guys. That means we had a really good season. So thank you guys so much for watching, being a part of the show. Thank you for everybody on Patreon who donates to the show. Thank you to all of you who donate to ITL Hoopathon. If it means my show doesn't get your Patreon donation, go donate to Hoopathon. I'd rather see those girls get scholarships than this show get that money. We can figure it out. Go donate to the show. Go donate to those girls. Go send that PayPal in. Go send those checks in. We appreciate everything. Those girls deserve it. The Sims Basketball Academy, we're very excited to partner with them this year and end the season like that. Dre Rogers, welcome back, man. Welcome back. I'm so glad to have you back on. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You know what? Just before we do that, you should play that Hoopathon video again, just to get them hyped up before we leave.
Go with the Hoopathon video. Why don't we end with the Hoopathon video? That's right. Dre Rogers, fantastic idea. I'm your host, Ernest Silva, powered by Blue Collar Media Group, obviously in the Intolab movie studio here in San Antonio, Texas. Thank you all for being a part of the magic tonight. Thank you guys for your participation. We're going to roll it, right? Let's end with that Hoopathon video. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the magic.
Thank you.